Hi there, and thank you for watching. Tonight it's just me. If you've been watching recently, and you've been watching the podcast that I've started to do, I've been putting a lot of work into that. I really appreciate everybody that has watched it, has commented. That means a lot because especially when you do something like that and you put your heart into it, uh, it's good to get a response back to see that people like shared that type of thing because it's new and it's fun and exciting. I hope you guys are enjoying that. Tonight we're doing a collection video. We're going to do something not kind of different because I've done collection videos before. Now it's been I think it was last July or no, it's July when I actually probably did some other kind of like started doing a few collection videos to kind of to update them. But as you guys know, I was over in England. If you haven't, well, surprise, uh, I'm Canadian, but I was over in England. I was over in London for 2 weeks, and I had the time of my life. Shopping there is fantastic. They had a great FOB sale on some different stuff on Shameless and 88Films titles. So I've upgraded and beefed up my collection of both of those companies a lot. I wish I was there now for the Arrow Films sale because there's so many there that I want to grab as well. But maybe next time, guys. But tonight it's 88 Films. 88 Films is a smaller company than like a large than say like an Arrow or a Screen Factory. But that doesn't mean the stuff that they put off isn't can't wow you. It can have some really great stuff. They put out a lot of stuff, and sometimes they put out stuff that other companies put out here in North America as well. And they do it first for when some things, especially Severin recently put out Burial Ground, and 88 Films already had Burial Ground out. Well, I grabbed the Severin one down the road, maybe to go with it, but I would never replace the 80 Films one for another one. I would enhance my collection if I like a film a lot by having more than one version of it, kind of like some of my Argentos, like Tenebrae, and like in my many copies of Sergio Martino's Torso, which is again a favorite of mine. So I'm gonna go grab some tea. Then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to talk to you guys and show you guys my entire 88 Films collection. We got a lot of we got a Slasher Classics collection to look into. We got some of the Italian collection to look into. We got some Full Moon to show you. Some really cool Troma stuff. So when I come back, it's me and you guys. We're going to just look at that. We'll look over the stuff there. There's some cool horror stuff. So if you're a real big horror fan, you're going to really like this video. If you've never seen 88 Films stuff before, be prepared to see some really cool stuff, some really neat packaging, and as I go through, I'll talk about some of them and give you some suggestions of something to buy, and maybe if you haven't picked up any 80 Films, where to start. I'll be right back, but I need that tea. Hi there. So for people who are just tuning in for the first time, I'm my name is Aaron, and nickname the movie Prof, or Prof for short for people that have been on here for a while. They know why. But basically, my deal here is that I collect movies, not just to to collect, but movies that I love, movies to watch, to enjoy, to study, to just lose myself in. I grew up as a kid of the 80s, and that meant that for me, uh, the video rental store ruled. From CEDs to VHS to later on CDs and CDs, those VCDs, DVDs. I never got a Laserdisc till later on, and I never ever had a Laserdisc player. That's one of my big searches, my big goals. What I'm doing and what I want to do here with my channel with you guys here is to kind of like recreate the experience that I could had when I was going into one of those video rental stores to see all these kind of like cool movies and like classics and exploitations, stuff that I can really just like dive into. And that's what this is all about. This is what my collecting, my goal, to keep on doing is to kind of recreate that experience for myself and find all those movies that I saw when I was younger and loved and want to revisit them, and also to find all those movies that I saw, but they're always rented out, and I kind of want to see them. The cheesy, fun horror, the Giallos, the 99-cent rentals that just were always gone, and you get a lot of that type of stuff here from the 88 Film stuff. There's some really good stuff. So I'm going to start out with, I'm going to leave the slasher and Italian collections for last, for a reason, because, well, if you wanted to, you can just fast forward on through that, but you're going to miss out on a lot of cool stuff. I promise you that. It's not a big collection, but it's a collection that I'm very proud of, and obviously I got quite a bit of this when I was over in London, but I started collecting 88 Films before that, and really love their stuff. You'll find out why. I'll get into it as we go along, and I'll show you some of the best things that I think 88 Films has to offer. There's still so much more that I got to get. I'm a couple off from from having the entire Slasher Classics collection, and but I'm getting there. So let's get into it right now. So first off, we'll do the full moons. So some of these are more recent, so if you've seen that, then I apologize, but I'm going through them again because basically when I was doing the haul before, I just going and showing you one at time type thing. But I'll be able to, because there's less than 80 films here, I'll be able to get into a little bit more what I think of the films and stuff. So let's go with that. So first off is the classic Full Moon movie. I love this one. It's kind of like a sci-fi action one. Tim Thomerson. You can't, if you know Tim Thomerson, if that name like rings a bell to you, then you cannot hear that name and not think of this character. This is kind of this is his character. This is his Dirty Harry. Really, it literally is. And it is Jack Death. And the movie is Trancers. This is one with Helen Hunt, the original one. I really, really dig this film. My cousin, Roger, is a huge fan of like the Trancers films. I actually got him the trilogy on DVD from 88 Films. Like that. It's a really cool the way the box is done. Actually, it's this here. See this on the back? That's pretty much the cover of that. And if you don't, if you're not into Blu-ray yet, or you want, or if say you're over here, and you don't have a region-free Blu-ray player, but you can get that hack that always makes the DVDs region-free. Pretty easy to do. Then look into some of the DVDs as well, because there's some awesome stuff on DVD out there. I have a lot of DVDs in my collection. But this one here has a bunch of features. I mean, like we got like the Paul Spanners episode that they did. Transfer City Lost Angels on here. There's documentaries. Just a bunch of really really cool stuff. I think there's another commentary with Charles Band and Tim Thomerson, which is really cool considering that I know for a while Charles Band and Tim Thomerson they had a falling out. I think that got straightened away and all that now, but for a while they weren't talking to each other. And when they did the last, I think it was the last Trancers film, it was like his daughter instead of him. I really got to revisit that. I haven't seen that one in a while, but that's pretty much. Have I seen it? I think I've heard of it, and I don't own it, but I got to see it. But Trancers is a really really fun film. Basically, you got this guy here named Jack Death, that kind of like a futuristic cop. He comes back to modern day to 1985. So this is very very kind of Terminator-esque in a way, and he's kind of fighting these like things called Trancers. Very very cool film. A lot of people would recognize it with this. If I get that right, with this cover right here. But the thing is that I like the new cover. I love the new cover 88 Films did. It really captures the feel of the film a lot better, and I love these here like artistic, kind of like artsy comic book style covers, because Full Moon is a very comic book style movie company. Next up is more. This is definitely more horror. One, a ton of features. I'll just show the features first. Look at that. That box. That's all the features. That's features. But this one here is Castle Freak. I love Stuart Gordon. I love Stuart Gordon stuff. I love Castle Freak. Jeffrey Combs, I was lucky enough to get to meet him. I geeked out when I first met him. So for the first minute, I was like kind of the awkward bunny. It's really what I was. This is a great movie. If you haven't checked out Castle Freak, it's got Jeffrey Combs, it's got Barbara Crampton, both of them working together again in a very different role for them as a kind of a married couple, which you can kind of see. But there's a kind of a twist. It's a very kind of like gothic style film. It's very cool. It's got a bit of the Lovecraft, but it's got that style to it. Your Stuart Gordon has that style to him. Jeffrey Combs is just such a good actor, and he really, really does an amazing, amazing job with this one here. I love Castle Freak. Barbara Crampton is always incredible and always gorgeous. I've always found Miss Crampton to be a very attractive lady, and this movie definitely delivers. It's a cool one. It's got a nice gothic feel. It's great for Halloween time. And, everybody watches the same movies over and over again, but this is one definitely worth checking out. And the 80 Films edition of this has Evil Clergyman on it, which is kind of a short film that they did. But I gotta watch that. I haven't seen that yet. So there we go. Castle Freak, and as a bonus, the Evil Clergyman. Yeah, I'm getting to the classics you want to say. Okay. Next up is Puppet Master. One of mine and my son's and Gus's favorite series are the Puppet Master series of films. I used to have like the big full moon set of this, and I gave it to my kids because they loved it so much, and they just watch it over and over again every year. They at least a couple times a year they watch the whole Puppet Master films. So this is the first one in the Blu-rays series that they did. So we got this even has a UK exclusive commentary with Justin Kurzweil, author of Teenage Wasteland, and I gotta pick up that book down the road because his interviews are really good. So I'm kind of interested in listening to his commentary for a Puppet Master, especially. This is the original. The comic book is actually pretty good if you haven't checked it out. There's a new Puppet Master comic that's going out there. My son's a huge fan of it, and he's read the original comics. The first, I think it was Caliber or something that did the original comics as well. But this is this is really, really great stuff. The first Puppet Master is a classic film. We got Paul Levant in this one here. I love this movie. Barbara Crampton, of course, is in this one as well. So you get to see some more younger Barbara Crampton in here doing her thing. No Jeffrey Combs, but still, this is a great film, great cast. I love the special effects in the first Puppet Master. The first couple are actually really, really good. First three, and I like the first five. But of course, I was over in England, so I had to pick up Puppet Master 2. This is probably my. A lot of people love number. It's hard to say. This is my favorite, the most horror-oriented one, for sure. And Torch is a badass. Torch is mean. I mean, we see the puppets kill, and they're pretty much the good guys of the series. But Torch out and out he roasts a kid, man. This is the darkest of all the Puppet Master films. So you want to see a dark, more horror-oriented Puppet Master film? This is the one. This the first two are really kind of lean more towards horror, where later on they would go more comic bookish and fantasy, but the first two are really, really horror oriented, with the second one being a really dark horror. Next up is the one that pretty much made it famous, Toulon's Revenge, Puppet Master 3. This is the 3 thing. Basically, you get movies, we get hit their 3 one, it gets kind of a really cool third film. Kind of Halloween 3 got this really cool, at the time wasn't as I thought of as cool as it is now. Was considered to be is now considered to be a really kind of cool classic. Of course, Nightmare on Elm Street 3 is the biggest one that I can compare this to, because both of them kind of spun off into kind of a different direction. Like before, Nightmare on Elm Street 2 was a darker film. It's a different film. Puppet Master 2 is a darker film, a different film. Puppet Master 3 is very much a more of a mainstream, kind of comic booky type of films to it. Was going to you're getting glimpses of where they were going to go with it, but this was this at its best. Whereas some of the later ones, the Axis ones, really aren't good movies, but you watch them anyway because you love the puppets and you love seeing that kind of formula. This here started that, but it did it well. It did it right, and I really enjoyed this movie. We had like I think it's Richard Lynch is in this one too, right? Yeah, and I love Richard Lynch. I'm a huge fan of Richard Lynch. Sarah Douglas is in this. Love Sarah Douglas. Ian Abercrombie is in this one as well. Oh man, this is a great movie. But it would change the series. That's the thing. It's like the number three again that would change the series and take it to a different direction. Uh, Number three of Friday 13th would bring in the hockey mask, so it would change it up a bit. So number threes in films often take it into a direction, and for some people that's a good thing. Some people that's a bad thing. But the threes are usually kind of brilliant films in their own right, and this one is one of them. This Puppet Master was actually really cool. It's set back during Nazi Germany times. We started to get the first origin of the puppets really back up. Then of course this would be like updated and added on to ad nauseum over the years. But this is the one that that really started the whole Nazi thing and did it right. So if you're seeing the later Puppet Master films and you're kind of like iffy if you haven't like seen the originals, go back and watch this one because this is Puppet Master with the Nazi thing done well, done really well. Richard Lynch is a great villain. Next, another foursome. There was a set that came out, but I bought the single editions because I wanted all of them, and I didn't want just to get the box. Plus, they're for a great price. So, American Ninja. I'm a huge Canon film fan. If you watch my channel, you know that. I love these films, these style films. I love the Charles Bronson films that Canon did. I love I love the Death Wish films. I love these American Ninja films. I love the Canon stuff. I would love to have the breaking. It's so silly as it's going to sound. I love to have like the break in and break in two and all those. I like those on the road. American Ninja, great one. It's got a documentary on there too, a 90-minute documentary. I want to watch this. I'm going to watch this like a couple of nights in a row now. But my better half loves documentaries, so I gotta wait for that one. I don't want to, but I got to. Next up is American Ninja 2. Of course, now the first two here stars Marko Dudikoff, who's really kind of like the face. When you think of American Ninja, 9 chances out of 10 you probably think of Marko Dudikoff, even though he's not in all of the films. He did a really good job in the American Ninja movies. I have fun with these. I think these are really, really fun films. And Steve James does a great job in this too. Now he's the guy that's probably in most, if not all of them. In 3, we got Steve James coming to the forefront because Michael Dudikoff did not come back, and that's David Bradley, I think, right there. Pretty sure. Do you have his name on the cover or what? Yeah, there it is on there. And introducing David Bradley. So yeah, American Ninja 3, Blood Hunt. Again, the first two have have commentaries on there. The first one is like a documentary on the whole series. Because you got to understand, these were meant to go together really as kind of like a set of 4-packs. Because there's 4 of them. American Ninja 4, there's actually a 5th one, but people don't really consider that one. So it's Michael Dudikoff and David Bradley. So bringing the 2 guys together. And there's booklets for all of them, I think. Yeah, for every one of these. There's a booklet for every one of these. It's really cool. So I just say the first 2 got like the brunt of the features. There's commentaries on the first 2, but the first 2 are the most popular ones. You got like a 90-minute documentary on the first one. So what you do, you go and you buy the 4, because you know you're gonna not just want 1 or want 2. Maybe you're just a fan of 1, but I'm a completist. I gotta have like so you get like a small booklet, some reading. I find these really, really cool. And for me, I mean, I got well, you'll find out in a minute. One of the Italian collection ones that didn't have any features, but had a booklet, and the booklet was just, I was kind of bummed because I got through the movie and I watched it, and this was awesome film. And then there's no features. I was like, damn, I want to know more about this film. And when I read the booklet, and it hit it. There was that kind of little empty. I need to fill that sweet spot, and the booklet actually did it for me. So good writing on it, I'll tell you that much. A couple Tromas. The Toxic Avenger. So here we go. This is the original Toxic Avenger. This one is what's really cool about this one is it has the actual Japanese cut of the film on here as well. The alternate 92-minute Japanese cut. A bunch of features, stuff from the 30th anniversary edition as well. I have like a signed copy of the Toxic Avenger signed by Lloyd Kaufman that I got from him. And had this Troma table. I actually went there and I bought a ton of stuff. You guys have seen my Troma collection video. I'll do an update on that one maybe. Where I bought a bunch of Troma stuff, like movies like Pigs and stuff like that, and Last Picture Show, Last Horror Show, whatever, Last Picture Show. No, not quite a Troma one, is it? But Toxic Avengers, it's the classic, it's the original. Love this film. As you guys know, if you watch my London Haul video, I actually had this twice because I have the case for the slipcover for Toxic Avenger 2, the limited edition slipcover. But when I opened it up, there was no Toxic Avenger 2. I was kind of bummed because I didn't buy the Toxic Avenger 3 and 4 as well when I was there because I really wanted to get them with the with the green cases and stuff. But then I got home and realized I had the first one twice. But it is a really cool one. It actually does have this this original cover, and what's cool is they did this for the HMV exclusives. So you put these kind of like cool like mini posters in there as well, which I really, really dig. I love when they do stuff like that. Tons of features, great slipcover. I just wish I didn't have the same freaking movie twice. I need the Toxic Avenger collection. I need to get Toxic Crusaders too. I just like that cartoon. Next up is Blood-Sucking Freaks. Yes, this is pretty cheesy. And there's actually a cover, like a poster for this one, that used to scare the crap out of me when I was a kid. I'm not sure why. It wasn't that the movie was scary, just that image kind of got to me. And it was really one of those that I was like, oh, can I watch this movie? Is it too intense? It's a pretty cheesy film. Like we're talking like Herschel Gordon Lewis like type territory here. And I gotta watch this. I really, really do. It's definitely something to watch before Halloween ends. Blood-Sucking Freaks, guys. What do you think? Should I watch this one? Should I review it? Let me know. A classic that I've wanted for a long time. Haven't seen this since the days of VHS. And it says another full moon one. And that is the Sorority Babes in the Slime Ball Bolorama. The Imp was the alternate art for this. And the cast on this one. So we got like Brink Stevens here, Linnea Quigley. Oh man, the hotties are here. I loved this movie. It's a fun romp. It's just a 2-hour documentary. I'm serious. It's like, what's it, 2 hours and 12 minutes or something like that. Long, 2 hours and 15 minutes long documentary on the movie. We got like, we also have an audio commentary as well. Just really cool. I gotta watch the documentary. I haven't checked it out yet, but I need to. Romps to the collection ones, guys. Next up is Bloody Birthday. I really like this movie. It's got a great cast. It's like the Killer Kid thing going on. Again, we're looking at like what's this one day? Just a really, really fun one. We got like a commentary with Justin Kurzweil, so I'm really interested in checking that out. Don't Eat the Cake interview with Lori Lethan. We got like and we had some like decent people in this one as well. So because we got Michael Dudikoff from American Ninja movies, he's like in this movie. It's Downtown Julie Brown. Is she in this? I'm pretty sure she is. Yeah, Julie Brown, MTV Vixen, Julie Brown. Joe Penny's in this one. Susan Strasberg, Jose Ferrer. Like, it's a great cast. It's one that I really dug for a long time, and could never find it anywhere. And when 88Films would have it, but sometimes it would be just like, wouldn't be on the sale, wouldn't just be in the right price range, or I'd go to get somewhere else, I wouldn't be able to do it. But finally I did. So just a couple more, and we're getting to the big collection stuff. So the big stuff is coming up. Next up is their edition of Creepshow 2. Now, Arrow is putting out their own edition of Creepshow 2. But here's the thing, I really freaking like Creepshow 2. I love anthology films. This is a really nice cover. This is a really nice set. Actually, they got like a screenplay for a sequel interview with George Romero, Tales from the Creep, Tom Savini, behind scenes footage, theatrical trailers, TV spots, stills gallery, trailer reel, first was Sleep, the original art cover, incorporate the original art covers. So we got this here. And like 9 chances out of 10, I'm going to grab up the Arrow edition as well. But that being said, I would not be without my 88Films Creepshow 2. It's just too sexy, too well done, too good, and too awesome a film not to have in by both companies. Next up is a fantastic documentary. I really love this. This company here did a lot of features for for a lot of the Arrow films, and then they went on to features for 88Films, stuff like that, and then he made this like documentary, and I was very excited because I love the features on the Arrow films, love the features on the 88Films releases, and Slice and Dice, the slasher film forever, the complete history of maniac movies, and it's a really good documentary. There's some great features on here as well. Not only does it have that, it's got like a mini 37-minute documentary called just about backwoods horror alone, right? Don't Go in the Backwoods on the second disc. We got like over 20 trailers with commentaries on them as well. Bonus outtake interviews, like music videos on here, footage from a film festival that went to, and a question and answer session at another Glasgow Film Theatre Festival. I think it's the same festival, Glasgow, because Glasgow does this kind of like the horror ones too. I know in London they do the London Fright Fest, so I would like to go there one year actually. Look at that. I'll open it up for you. So we got that there. But what's really cool is that the other one, the disc actually has its own, like Don't Go in the Backwoods. Like it could be on its own type of thing. Because it's got enough features actually kind of put it as a budget release on its own as well. So, getting good taste for slasher, we're almost there. But first, let's look at some of the Italian stuff that I got. This is part of, they had a collection called the Italian Classics Collection. So I'll do them in like order, in numerical order, the ones I got. So, the ones I didn't show you, but the 88Film stuff that you're not seeing tonight, and it's basically from an oversight of mine. So, let's fix that oversight. I just realized I got a couple more that I can show you guys. I think you're going to dig it. I'll be right back. Hey there, so I am back, and what is it that I got? Well, I had a couple of these. 88Films do their stuff in Blu-ray and DVD, and sometimes they'll put out a different collection of all the same features. That's the cool thing. If you can't get the Blu-ray, you can get the DVD, and they usually give you the option on that. So I'm going to show you 3 that I got here. So from their Cult Cinema Collection. So the Cult Cinema Collection is kind of like a lot of their different stuff, like their Italian stuff and all that, done on DVD rather than Blu-ray. So first off, these were given to me by a very cool guy. You know who you are. And first up is A Blade in the Dark by Lamberto Bava. I was looking for this one for a long time. And the cool thing with this is, I can keep this and I can upgrade this. I'm well upgraded. I would love to get like the Blu-rays of these as well. I would never get rid of the DVDs because I just love the cool way these are done. But I like to have like both, maybe like make a dual pack or something. But I can't make dual packs. I can't get rid of this art. This is so cool. Blade in the Dark is also down in the Italian collection. There's some bonus features on there as well. We can watch it in like either English or Italian. I usually watch it in Italian, depending on the film. There's an interview with the cinematographer, archive Q&A with Lamberto Bava, and Italian opening, closing credits, which I really dig. It's a cool little giallo there. Got Spasmo, which I really got to get down to checking out. I like Lenzi, so it's going to be cool to see his stuff. I don't remember Spasmo that well. And I know I liked it because I like Susie Kendall. And I really like Susie Kendall. She's in like Torso, of course. And you guys know how I feel about Torso. I have so many copies of Torso. I got at least 3 copies of Torso, maybe more. 4, sorry. I got at least 4 copies of Torso. So again, another cool giallo one. Features on here as well. We got an interview with Roberto Lenzi on here. Again, they give you the option of watching it in English or Italian. I really like that option. Sometimes it's good to sit back and like just put on the dub and like have fun with it. Other times you just want to really get into it and hear kind of like the way they sounded in the original language, so you get the real context of the film. Spasmo. Next up is Zombie Holocaust. I'm sure you guys know this film. What's really, really cool is that it's got a great documentary. Great documentary called Eaten Alive. The basically the what's it called again? Eaten Alive. It's a kind of documentary like the talks about the Italian, like the cannibal films that were done, like stuff like Man from Deep River and all that, and made me really, really want. There's a girl in it, kind of Mimi Lai, and I think it's Mimi Lai. I think that's how it's pronounced. And there's also a Q&A with Ian McCulloch and deleted scenes. Now, I'm not quite sure. I know that there was like some animal cruelty sequences that are probably cut out of this edition. Let's see. Remastered, presented, uncut, and uncensored. Okay. So I'm not big on animal cruelty stuff in the movie. I don't like that. So I try to kind of find ways around it. But I did find this movie fun. Again, this has had a couple of different names going through. But every once in a while, it's cool to have like kind of cool zombie cannibal type movie. So there's 3 extra ones I didn't think about getting out. But you guys, you got me. For you guys, I do it. So, Solamente Nero, or otherwise known as The Blood-Stained Shadow. If you watched my my podcast recently that I did here, and I talked about another film. Do you know what that film is? It's the Giallo. I actually didn't spoil it because me and Matt, we liked it so much. And it was also by Antonio Bito. So, it has a stupid name in North America. It's called Watch Me When I Kill. It's got an awesome name in Italy called The Cat's Victims. Just so you know. If you've seen Watch Me When I Kill, you know what I'm talking about. You know kind of like the restrained giallo that it is. You know, the deaths are there, but it's got a good story. It's got a good feel to it. And this one here also has a really good story. Bito only made 2 giallo films. He made The Watch Me When I Kill, The Cat's Victims, and it's got it's an urban one. It's done set in the city, and he made this one here, The Bloodstained Shadow. Basically, this is more of a rural one. It's think Midsummer Murder style. Basically, a guy goes home to see his brother. He's a teacher, and he goes home to see his brother. His brother's a priest, and they're staying at this hotel, and they look out. His brother, the priest, looks out, and he sees a murder, and then he starts to get stalked, and it ties in with a murder that happened years ago. Very cool. There's actually whereas the other one, they didn't like have any nudity at all. This one does have that one scene, but it's done really well. It's done very tastefully, and she's cute, so exploitation Aaron likes that. And it's a really cool film. I mean, like this is a movie. I said there's like no features, basically just the basic alternate title and like stuff like that. But I really want to know some stuff. I really want to hear like more on the film. So I get this out. I'm like, okay, well this quench my. So here it is, like an interview with the director and Antonio Bito. And it's just so well done, and I love it. I mean, like, it's got a great interview. It's a great piece by Callum Waddle in the back as well. It's really good. I mean, it totally like quenched my thirst for wanting to know more about the film. You know, what I've loved, there've been like more, sure, but this really did it for me. It even had this kind of like this art card, which some of them have, the original like Nando Solamente Nero. I do really strongly recommend this film, by the way, guys. Just great stuff. There's some other 10 classic collections on the back there, you can see. I really love the 10 classic collection series. I wish I had more of these as well. Down the road, I did up my 88Films ante. But I do have more. I got more than that one. But next up is the limited edition one. If you go on the 88Films website, You have certain ones that are like kind of limited, like slip covers or O-rings or O-cards, sometimes they call them. This is a slip cover. It's an actual slip cover. And they'll have like different things in them. Like this one here, for instance, is Zombie Flesh Eaters Part 2, or it's better known as Zombie 3, you know, spelled just the way that Zombie U is done on the Wii U, because it's got kind of a Italian feel. So Zombie 3, this one was directed by Fulci, sort of. It is not known how much of this movie was directed by Fulci. We do know that Bruno Mattei actually pitched in, and he directed much of this movie as well. This is a limited edition one. So this one, this is what you're going to get normally. See this right here? Like this here. But if you buy this edition, you get this really cool, really sexy. This really feels really nice. I can't explain it, but it's kind of like a velvety kind of like feel to it. It doesn't feel like a regular slipcover. It feels really nice. It's got a quality to it, and it also has something. Okay, first you get another cool like art card on the inside. So aside from Zombie Flesh Eaters 2, and this is one thing I'm really, really, really excited about. I wanted this for so long, and it was hard to find, really hard to get. I'm a huge Lucio Fulci fan. I love Italian cinema. If you've been watching my channel, you know I love Italian cinema. You want to make me happy, point me in direction, get me some Italian cinema or the slasher and Italian stuff. Oh, man, it's so good. Pora, the Lucio Fulci Remembered. So basically, it's like, I think it's like 4 hours, like 3 or 4 hours long, and basically he asks people to give their memories, like tell about their memory of Fulci. I thought like could be a given question, or just give something how they thought on Fulci. And so many people in this. Some people are like, oh, it's not a real documentary. It's not supposed to be your standard blah 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 documentary. It was just a cool, different style that was done in, and I really enjoy it. I love this here one, by the way. This Zombie Flesh Eaters 2. It's a fun film. Of course, this is not like Fulci, but it's still got some great stuff. We got an interview with star Ottavinia del. I can't pronounce that. And live Q&A with Katrina McCall. Of course, she does a lot of these. Interview with Claudio Fragasso. Zombie Recollections. Interview with Beatrice Ring. Really, really cool stuff. So, isn't that awesome there, guys? So I really dig this one here. I was really cool that my better half got me the special collector's edition of it. This was a part of a birthday, Christmas present. And I love these films. I love Italian cinema, zombie stuff. Like they're giallos, they're slashers, they're cannibals, they're sexploitation stuff. Not Italian, but one of the biggest things on my list for me. Side rant is I've never been able to find the Ilsa films or the Emanuele film, the original classics. I've been able to find copies of them, but I've never actually been able to find them. Those are my I always look for those. I always do. Looked in London, couldn't find them, unfortunately. Now on to the cool stuff again. Rogerio Deodato. When you think of that name, what do you think of right off that bat? Yeah, I know. Cannibal guy, stuff like that. Maybe some zombie stuff. But mostly, you're thinking one or two things. Thinking either the Cannibal Holocaust, which is usually the Deodato thing comes to mind, or if you're like me and you're kind of a slasher, like giallo, exploitation fan, you're going to probably think House in Ninja Park, which is also a really good film. But this one rocks. It's got Ray Lovelock in it, and if you've seen like movies like what's it called again, Living Dead in Manchester Morgue, I think it's one of the names of it. I know I got it there on DVD. But Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man, kind of one of his action ones. I love these style. These are really cool. It's just unleashed, uncut, and uncensored. Great, very, very cool stuff. I'm a big fan. Again, I got the little kind of the art card here as well. Oh, there's some nudity on there. I hope you guys didn't see that. Don't flag me. It's not my fault. It's really fast. But again, Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man. Really cool film. Definitely check it out. Let's switch these closely. So, Man from Deep River, the original, considered the original cannibal film. I wanted this not just for Man from Deep River, which I do kind of want to watch again, but it's got a ton of bonus features, and it's got Mimi Lai Bites Back, The Resurrection of the Cannibal Queen. So, like I said, there's the Eaten Alive documentary. It's really good. And, I mean, really, really good. Even if you don't like cannibal films, it's a great documentary. Mimi Lai has some great stories, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could hear more from her. And then I found out that this was coming out, and that they were doing a full-length documentary on her, on this one. And I would have bought the full-length documentary on her alone. Like, I would have got this one eventually, but that documentary meant that this was a must in my house. It's kind of very like a Man Call a Horse like style cover to it, doesn't it? I'm showing my age by mentioning those films because I'm guessing a lot of my target audience probably not know what a Man Called a Horse is. It's a cool film, actually. This one is unique. It's the only Emmanuel actual movie Blu-ray I've got in my collection. It's from the Lord Gemster series of Emmanuel films. And it is Emmanuel and the Last Cannibals. I like this film. Of course, there's more of the sexploitation aspect than there is to the cannibal, but it does kind of get a mix of it there. And I love Laura Gemster. She does an awesome job in this. Joe D'Amato did this, so you know there's going to be a lot of skin in it. That's the thing, is that one exploitation. This is exploitation. Now, know that going in, of course, the cannibal movie, so it's not for the kiddies anyway. But this one has more. This is not, this is not one of the ones where you can say, okay, it's a horror film, put on type thing. No, this has some stuff that is going to make it a little bit squeamish, and I don't mean in the flesh-eating sequences. Last but definitely not least in my Italian collection before we get on to the slasher classics is Burial Ground. If you watch my podcast, if you really watch my podcast for real all the way through, you know a lot about this movie. I've talked a lot on this film here. It's by Andrea Bianchi, who did, of course, Strip Nude for Your Killer. Giallo that most people will like. No, or at least heard the name from seeing the cover. Blue Underground put it here in North America. I have the Shameless edition of it. Yes, that's the company, by the way. Burial Ground is a very strange, cool zombie film. There's an argument that can be made that Andrea Bianchi knew exactly what he was doing when he was making these films. That this wasn't him like saying, okay, I'm just gonna throw stuff in there. That he knew exactly what he was doing, and he did it in a very specific way to make a point with the films. That's one of my theories, anyway. Got to listen to the commentary on this just to know more. So let's start into my Slasher Classics collection. What is the Slasher Classics collection? Well, if you don't know, 88Films has taken like a lot of really cool slasher films, like thrillers, and basically put them in these red cases that are called Slasher Classics. Now, there's only 3 or 4 of them that are on DVD. The series itself, like with the real numbering, it's all across Blu-ray, and they're all like red cases, so you can see some cool stuff. But they did put in a couple that weren't ripe for remastering, so they put it like DVD editions. And there's 2 of them right here first. We'll start with the 2 DVDs and we'll get right to the Blu-rays. So first off is the classic Alice, Sweet Alice, otherwise known. What I saw it under was this name, and also I think Communion was the other name I saw it under. But apparently the Holy Terror is another name for it, probably over in the UK as well. This really has kind of a feel to of like oh God, what do you call that movie? Don't Look Now. That has that same type of kind of tone and feel to it. This one, like this cover, always creeped me out. That mask I found really, really creepy. Brooke Shields, actually, one of her first. That's her first one. Yeah, her first screen appearance. It's a short appearance, but it's a memorable appearance. I don't want to spoil too much on this one. If you haven't seen it, like, it's an older film, but you haven't seen it, it's really worth checking out. I did like Alice, Sweet Alice. I like the mystery part of it, and I like these style films. That was well done. The only other like DVD that I got from the Slasher Classics collection before I get all the Blu-rays from 88Films is Unhinged. So these are numbered. Like this was number 2, right, and the other one's numbered 11. There already is number 2 for the Blu-ray. I'm not sure how the numbering works for the DVDs. I think it's random. But Unhinged is like it's a slower moving one as I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've seen Unhinged. I mean, I saw it years ago on a cheap label. But it was cool to finally own it again, and I got to rewatch it, see if it's as I remember being like a slower one, not kind of like exactly fast paced. But it'll be nice to watch it again and like see what I think of it like years later. Maybe get like a different feel to it. Like these here look had like different like covers as well. Elsewhere else basically just had the but this one here had this. So see that there? The picture, hopefully you can see that. The little picture in that's the alternate artwork. Very cool, isn't it? And again, like this one here is like it's got a commentary on here. Yeah, and really interested in checking it out now. Gotta watch it soon. The first one that they put out, the first in the Slasher Classics collection, they wanted to come out with a bang. They have something really, really cool. And actually it is a really cool one. But not only that, it's got great features on here. So we got Graduation Day. It's a fun, cool, classic one. I really love Graduation Day. Patch McKenzie, of course, is in this one here. Michael Pataki is in this. Yeah, just I think Lenny Quigley is in this one as well. And if I'm not mistaken, so is Vanna White from Wheel of Fortune. It doesn't really say here. I'm pretty sure she is, though. Pretty sure that she is. You guys can let me know if I'm wrong. You can put it down in the comment section down below and say, no, dumbass, it's from another movie. But I'm almost certain Vanna White and Lenny Quigley both show up in Graduation Day. It's been a while since I watched it. Also, it's a really cool like feature on this one. We got Scream Queens Horror Heroines Exposed. So it's a feature-length documentary, guys, on here. Aside from all the cool features, like interview with Lenny Quigley, so I'm going to guess she's on it. Another interview with Justin Kurzweil. They go to him a lot for this stuff. Introduction by like Kaufman and a bunch of stuff. Troma features that poured over. Have very little to do with Graduation Day. When they originally started doing these, they had like these booklets in here as well. I find this really cool to read. That's the first one. It's got a feature-length documentary, Scream Queens Exposed. You know I want to see that. See, this came out, I think Vinegar Syndrome put this out as well. And I'm all for supporting Vinegar Syndrome, but get the documentary, guys. It's really cool. Next up, number 2 is a classic. It's a Troma one. And it's actually really, really good film. I can definitely swear by this one. It's apparently it's Eli Roth's favorite horror film, and it's a favorite of mine as well. The ending gets me every time. I love it, and that is Mother's Day. The lady in this one is really good. She is just such a character. Poor girls go through so much to only have, well, watch the movie and find out. It's just really cool. The ending's awesome on this. Again, there's some great features. There's commentaries on here, a bunch of like features. We've got the collector's booklet on there as well, with an in-depth conversation with Scream Queen Nancy Hendrickson. Eli Roth's on this. So, whether you like Eli Roth's movies or not, Eli Roth talking about other movies, really, really cool to listen to. Just amazing stuff. This, of course, is number 2. You'll see what I'm missing really quick. Next up is number 3, and Vinegar Syndrome put this one as well, I think. I have fun with this movie. I actually love watching it. It's a bad movie. It's a really bad movie. But I really like it. And the features on it are kind of cool. There's like a making of, and like it's really cool stuff. Don't Go in the Woods Alone. This is number 3 in the Slasher Classics collection. A cool cover. I really love this movie. I really wish I had the Force too. That's one that came out around around the same time. I remember seeing them like in stores to buy, and they were kind of expensive at the time. It was Don't Go in the Woods and Alone and the Force were both in, and the Force has a really good cover too. I gotta get that one. It's hard to find though. I think it went out of print. But Don't Go in the Woods Alone, really fun. I mean, like, it's definitely not a good movie, but it's a fun movie, and you find yourself like maybe laughing along. Some people are like, oh, this is so horrible. Come on, guys. You watch Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, you can watch this. At least this one has a more coherent storyline. Okay, I mismade my Rob Zombie fans language. Sorry, I do like Rob Zombie, just didn't like that. 31 just left me with a bad taste too. I wish it wasn't so much better. It had so much potential. Let's get back to this here. Splatter University. It's the fourth one, and I watched this one recently. Again, this was one that I reviewed. I like this one a lot more than my son liked it. That's for sure. But I thought there's like kind of a funness to it. I thought there was like it's kind of a mix. This movie obviously had like troubles in the when it was being made, but it's great. I mean, it's even a full length feature film in it called "What Really Frightens You." I really got to watch that. I hear that's actually not bad. Not a bad movie at all. We got like an out of commentary on this with the director. Of course, like Justin Kurzweil does a great interview. Just again, a great interview. Splatter University. I waited a long time for this. Don't you just love that cover? That is an awesome cover, isn't it? Yeah, and that's again, that's number 4 in the Slasher Classics collection. You even put the dates, like the 1980s like dates there, so 1984 for that one there. So next up is number 5 in the Slasher Classics collection, and that is Slaughterhouse. Buddy has an axe to grind. A big axe. The trailer is very hokey, very kind of cheesy. This was one that was hard to find for a long, long time. You couldn't find it on a kind of not any legit company, I don't think. Don't you just love these covers? I just gotta say, look at the presentation of these like Slasher Classics collections, like the red cases, the year, and the numbering of the films. The numbering even goes on to the when you slip a Blu-ray in 88Films Blu-ray, then Slasher Classics comes up, and actually the number of it comes up on the screen, which is actually a really cool touch. Again, this was still. I wish they still did these. These booklets are in there as well. These collectible booklets. I find them amazing. I love that stuff. Again, some great features, and this is an uncut transfer of the film. Rick Wasler interview, audio commentary. I guess Buddy meets the public. So just very cool stuff. If you haven't checked that one out, a lot of people found the Slasher Classics collection because of Slaughterhouse, because that was like a harder find. Tea in a Starbucks coffee mug. I'll show you. I got that from Morocco at the Casablanca Mall, actually. This is a fun one. My dad has the autographed edition of this by the actual company that originally put it out. I had to have this one because I had to have that special feature on here, and the movie is Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. They charge an arm and a leg. That's the late Gunnar Hansen there. I was lucky enough to be able to meet that guy. He's a teddy bear of a man, actually. A sweetheart. And it's a loss. It truly is a loss that Gunnar Hansen's not around anymore. I remember talking to him and being so excited about like Texas Chainsaw 3D when it was coming out, because he got to come back and do some stuff, and he was very proud of his role in the film. He actually got more lines in the movie because Tobe Hooper was supposed to be in there as well, but something happened. There's a scheduling conflict, and he couldn't make it, so he actually got the character that Tobe Hooper was going to play got kind of molded into the character that Gunnar Hansen played, and so he got to have some extra lines. He was actually excited about that. And this is Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. Just a very fun, very cheesy film. It's got like some of the 90s Scream Queens. We got Linnea Quigley, Michelle Bowers in here as well. God, I thought Brink was in this, but she's not, I guess. But again, it's got like two of the greats, like Linnea Quigley and Michelle Bauer. If you grew up like in watching like VHS horror, you knew these names and you knew them well, and you watched stuff like Turn Living Dead, Silent Night, Deadly Night, of course, Savage Streets, Linnea Quigley's and all those. Just really, really cool stuff. I dug this film, dug it a lot. It's fun. It's just a fun film. Again, we got I can see there's now actual nudity, so there you go. The booklet as well. So, very cool stuff with that one. And yeah, oh man. Rest in peace, Gunnar. Next up is that was number 6, by the way. Here now is number 7. It is Nail Gun Massacre. If you watch my channel, then you've probably seen my Nail Gun Massacre review. It was actually one of the more viewed ones of recent history of the reviews that I did. It was podcast. Actually, my podcast, the Buck 19 Special, that's the name of my podcast. Check it out, guys. Please give it a shot. Watch it. We like to put a lot of different things in there for everybody. So it's like, yeah, there's reviews. There's like food tastings, like just chip tastings and stuff like that, and just we talk geek stuff. It's a lot of really cool stuff. Have like my kids are involved. My They just like do some amazing stuff with it, and we have fun with it. Neil Gunn Massacre, that was probably one of the most fun ones we ever had to review. This is so cool. Cheaper than a chainsaw. The movie is probably that too. Yes, like I said, the title of my podcast comes from this movie right here. So if you haven't checked it out, find out why my podcast is called The Buck 19 Special by watching Nail Gun Massacre. Seriously. It is so cool. I mean, every line that this killer says is like it's meant to be like a catchphrase. Trying to make the Nail Gun Massacre killer into like a Freddy Krueger-esque type of killer. We got like some cool stuff here. It's a Q&A hosted by Joe Bob Briggs on here. We got 2 audio commentaries, one by the Stereo Continues. I really like those guys. Another one by the Texas Frightmare Weekend creator, Lloyd Cryer. Alamo Draft screening. Some really, really cool stuff. Check it out. That's a cool, fun film to watch. So much cheesiness in it. It caused the guy to have a divorce, so might as well check out the movie that caused the guy to get divorced because his wife didn't believe that his amazing sex scene was fake. I believe it. Next up is number 8 in the Slasher Classics collection. This is actually really a classic. Dead of Winter, if you haven't seen it, it's got Mary Steenburgen, and it's got it's got Mary Steenburgen because it's just her name. Yeah, and Roddy McDowall, of course. Roddy McDowall really, really makes this film. I don't want to say too much about this one. This is kind of like a thriller. I really like it. Not a lot of features in this one, actually. Just a trailer and a booklet, but not a booklet. It says booklet. Mine didn't have a booklet. Is there a booklet? Let me know, guys. Am I missing out on a booklet that I'm supposed to have? Because my Dead of Winter copy does not have one. But there we go. Dead of Winter, really cool, fun film. Number 8 in the Slasher Classics collection. Now you're gonna see my sad face. Number 10. Yes, I'm missing Scarecrows. I don't have it. I missed out on it during the sale up in London. I just didn't find it. Number 10 I like. It's a Uwe Lomo film. Yes, it is. And it is the one you're thinking of. It is the one with Suzanne Love. And it is The Boogeyman. I really dig this movie. The other case, the original cover art for it, I like a lot better. I don't like this cover art. But this cover art has Slasher Classic Collection on it. So as long as that's there, I got to keep this cover art on there. The original cover art is, I'll show you. It's the one you'd seen in the VHS stores back in the day. It has a booklet here as well, which I haven't read, so I got to read this actually. The Boogeyman is just a fun, cheesy film. Like, some of the deaths are actually hilarious. Some of the acting is questionable, to say the least. But again, this one has like an interview with the director on there as well. A booklet where the end-up conversation with Suzanne Love, and I really like her, so it's gonna be cool. That's number 10. Number 11 in the Scream Classics collection is Bloodsucking Pharaohs in Pittsburgh. And I haven't watched this one yet, and I don't remember it. Not if I've seen this one, I really don't remember. But apparently, it's like in the vein of Student Bodies. I love Student Bodies. I don't own it. I really got to get it. It's hard to find. It's really expensive usually. Student Bodies is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's got the breather. It's like, I should have killed the kid with the gum. It's just really, really cool. So if this is anything like this style, Bloodsucking Pharaohs in Pittsburgh, I'm looking forward to this. Got Tom Savini special effects on here. We got like an interview with Tom Savini on here as well. There's behind the scene footage interview with somebody else whose name I don't want to mess up. Great stuff. And like, again, Really cool artwork on both sides. So I recommend this. These 88 films, they're knocking it out of the park with these here. These Slasher Classics collection. Now, number 12 is one that I really got to rewatch because it's been a long time since I've seen this movie. And I remember liking it a lot. Actually, a lot. But is that like just like nostalgia or like thoughts of my youth coming into me? Not sure. I got to rewatch it again to actually find out. That is Nightmares on a Damaged Brain. Do love this cover here. Very cool. I could not tell you much of this film right now. I remember the cover so strongly. I remember like watching this. There's like some cool stuff here. A guide to Nightmares, Grindhouse Kingdom, audio commentary with Bill Paul, interview with Tom Ward, CEO of 21st Century Films. Incredible stuff. Next three are in a box set, and they are the Children of the Corn trilogy, a box set I really do highly recommend. A lot of people don't really like. Now you can buy these separately if there's only one or two you like. The first one, Children of the Corn here, by the way, has the this of course is number 13, and has a 90-minute documentary on the producer. And you're like, why do you want on the producer? It's actually really cool. I love things on like people like that, on the producers stuff films. Next up is the second one, the classic Children of the Corn, The Final Sacrifice. This is number 14 in the Slasher Classics collection. I love that film, by the way. It's just a lot of fun. And number 15, my favorite in the original trilogy of the Children of the Corn films, is this one, Urban Harvest. Always been my favorite. Not sure why. I just really like this one, even though I like Christy Clark, who's in the in part 2, and I like Terrence Knox. I just, something about this one here is just different from the other films. I really, really like Urban Harvest, guys. That's number 15. Now, not a lot of features. Like, there's some features on the on this. Well, there's a really good feature on the second one, and it's the original work print, the first positive print of Children of the Corn 2, used in the editing process. So that's kind of cool. And the third one actually has a featurette on the remake of Children of the Corn, which I do have on DVD here. But there you go. We're up to 15 now. I don't have 16. I don't. But I do have number 17, Sleepaway Camp 2, Unhappy Campers. This is fun. This is a lot of fun. You guys, this has got to be watched during Halloween. It does. It's really, really cool. Look at that. The nods to Freddy and Jason, Leatherface is on this as well. Those got those kind of winks and nods there, like really blatant ones. Ones where you could actually probably get sued for, but they didn't. Pamela Springsteen is amazing in this. And we got a great cast. Brian Patrick Clark, of course, from General Hospital fame, he's in this as well. Renee Estevez is in here. But Pamela Springsteen, she really makes this movie. It's so fun. There's like an interview, kind of an interview, with the Justin Curl as well again. They get a lot of interviews with this guy. But you know why? Because they're really freaking good. And you are interested when you watch it. And Sleepaway Camp 2, he does a great interview with them. I have the Scream Factory edition. And I wanted the interview with Kurzweil. I wanted the different cover art. I wanted the red case. I wanted to get all the slasher classics. So it was a no-brainer for me to like double dip on Sleepaway Camp movies. I love those movies. So I will have all editions that I can find of Sleepaway Camp ones. I like to have that first aid set that they had out there from Anchor Bay, but I never was able to get it, unfortunately. That's what I like. It's on my list. I have, of course, number 18, so that was 17. This is 18. Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland. I think the one I'm missing to number 16 is X-Ray, and I really need to grab that one. That's good features on it that the Scream Factory one does not have. Definitely worth upgrading to the Scream Factory edition, to the 88 Films edition over the Scream Factory edition of X-Ray. And here we have Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland. I like Sleepaway Camp 2 the best, but this one has a lot of fun. We got Michael Pollard in this one. He does a great job. This one's actually a very cool film. There's a great interview by Mikhail Koven, and it's really fun. He talks about what he thinks of the films, and basically talks about urban, that kind of like the whole idea of the campfire tale and all that type of thing. He does a great job of that as well. And he says, like, first I started camping, and he hates camping. Uh, Sleepaway Camp 3 is a lot of fun. They rushed this one into production right after Sleepaway Camp 2, but it's still a fun movie. It does show a bit that they didn't have the budget of or the time that the second one had to get into the effects and that, but they still put out some great kind of like creative kills, some awesome stuff on there. Next up, number 19 is Scalps. I really wanted this one. I have the DVD. I was so proud. I found it's out of print now, the DVD that came out by Retro Media, and I was so happy to find that. And then when I found this Blu-ray, this was like one of the last finds. I was like at the counter at FOP, and I'm just looking down, and I can see one copy of this. It's not with the rest of them. It's in the upstairs, because like if you go into FOP, they're in London. The one that's God, where's it at again? It's like, I'm sorry guys, I'm like totally blanking on it right now. But in downstairs area, there's like a lot of great stuff. Like they have a lot of these end caps, 88Films end caps and stuff like that. They're like world cinema and horror and that. So that's where I went down to grab a lot of these. But this one here was up top, so maybe this was a newer one. Well, it is like newer, but again, really cool stuff. We got some other commentary with Fredo Holden Ray. Remember, Scalp's a new 20-minute respective featurette. I haven't watched it yet. I gotta watch that. Scalp's I found this a fun movie. I like this one a lot, so it's gonna be watch for me. And here's one that I'm kind of digging watching. I wanted to get my son to watch this movie, but he wouldn't do it. He said, no, we're gonna watch some Giallo. He's in a real Giallo mood right now. So we're watching that, and both my kids are like watching the kind of like the Giallos and the horror stuff right now. But this one, and I turned it over. This is the first time 88Films did this. They had on the reverse cover too. He also had the Slasher Classics Collection logo, which I'm so excited about. I wish that they would have had on the other ones as well. And that is number 20 in the Slasher Classics Collection. That's the newest one I've got in the collection, and that is Drive-In Massacre. Isn't that an awesome cover? Isn't that really cool? It's colorful. It's cool. It really catches the eye. It actually has a bonus TV cut, 61 minutes long. It's not like a real TV cut because there's like nudity and stuff in it. There's a Making the Massacre interview in here as well, a Murder at the Drive-In interview, of course, with Justin Kurzweil. We got an interview with the director, of course. Just some great stuff. So there we go. Drive-In Massacre. That's number 20. That's my complete 88Films collection. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I really enjoyed doing that there. Some great stuff. Their Slasher Classic stuff is great. Their Italian collections are amazing. They put out some great Tromas, great Full Moon. Check them out, 88Films. They got their own website. And you can actually get like bundles if you don't have any of their films. You do offer like a reduced rate sometimes to like bundles of some of their films together. Other times you can find them at amazon.co.uk. Man, I sound like the pitch man, but I was asked like before, like, so where do you get your movies? Well, I buy them. I would love. There are people on here that actually get a ton of stuff, and they get it before release date and stuff like that, and they got all this cool stuff. And I'm so jealous because I don't, and I wish I did. Yes, tell 88Films, tweet 88Films, and tell them you saw my video. I would appreciate that. Who knows? Maybe they actually retweeted like my couple of my messages about 88Films. So who knows? Maybe they'll be kind and show me the courtesy of actually sending me something sometime. I would love that. Yeah, probably not gonna happen. Probably gonna be buying them. I don't mind. I love these films. This is my style of film. When you went into like a video store, guys, this is the type of stuff you got. I've kept you guys on it for so long now. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoy making these collection videos. If you want to see more of those, please let me know in the comment section down below, because that's how I know what you want to see on my channel. Talk to me. Converse. If it takes me like a day or so to get back, usually that's because lately on YouTube, I'll write up a message, and then I'm going to say it, and it says message cannot be sent, message cannot be sent. So then I got to go into my inbox when I get home and send off the message and get it that way. Thank you guys for watching. I am Aaron. I am the Movie Professor. It's been getting cold. It's been like over 60 minutes, so you're damn right, guys. It's time for tea. Have a good night. Hey there, thanks for staying for the after credits sequence. Next up in the classic, basically my collection videos that I'm doing up, is probably going to be an updated one on those yellow cases back in the background there, the Shameless Scream Entertainment Collection. So that if you like giallos, if you like some really cool movies with some great storylines, some cool exploitation, and some awesome stuff, come back and watch the video for the complete my complete collection of Shameless Screen Classics. You're going to see a bunch of the Shameless 22. If you don't know what that means, come back to the video and watch that. And it's getting late. I'm getting tired, so I am out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. Time for the sweet, sweet caffeinated nectar known as tea. Time for tea.